everything should be live now? Okay, awesome. So, where we left off last time... Oh god. Wait, is it just... What's going on? Okay, so things are going interestingly. We'll have to excuse if the stream looks a little bit whack. I have recently updated some software bits and pieces, so... Oh, no. Sir. So, things may be a little bit wonk. Anyway, where we left off on our last session was... what was it? We left off on the conversation being had between Lupus and Zippy. So, what I'm going to do is, from there, we're going to roll into the next day. I can't be asked to rearrange the tokens, but yeah. So next day rolls on up, and you are all woken as per normal. We'll start off with Penton's POV. So Penton, you've woken up in the room on your own. There is no sign of the Guildmaster in this room.
Okay.
You are now on your own in this room. You are on your own in this room. And you'd say, gauging by the lighting, it's quite early. And then you look to the left and there's a clock that says it's about 7 a.m.
I guess I will get on up. Not wanting to miss breakfast this time.
Okay.
Because I looked kind of weird arriving after everybody else with having makeup off of my face.
Yeah, a little bit unusual. Right. So as you are exiting the room, would everybody else like to make me some just I guess roll me some D20s to see who is waking up or who is awake and who is not?
Nom nom nom.
Oh my god.
Nat 1. Never
Oh
wake up.
dear.
Nat 1.
18.
Nat 1, you're forever asleep.
Oh no, comatose.
Oh my god, I've just realised.
Solid 8.
I've just realised that the actual update that's happened.
I'm staying asleep. I rolled a 3. So actually, none of us are waking up.
Yeah, I've got.
What's up, Lupus?
What's really funny is the way that things have decided to update. All of the stuff is slightly undersized to the screen, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix that later. But anyway.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, oh dear is definitely a word for it. So I am busy. Anyway.
Mhm.
Sorry. Okay, I think I fixed it. So, what did everybody roll?
I got an 18.
Yep, you're awake. So, let me just click track all of my tokens and come over here. So, Milo is definitely awake. Penton is definitely awake. Guildmaster is fuck knows where. Alec.
I rolled an 8. Oh, sorry, I thought you said Alice. Sorry.
Alec, what did you roll?
Team Almo.
3.
3. Okay, you are not awake. You are
No.
soundo. Alice.
I rolled an 8.
Nope, you are definitely asleep still.
Woohoo!
Mira.
I got a 6. No,
You
5.
are
5.
still asleep. I should roll for the NPCs. Oh my god, left my dice like right underneath my monitor, so I couldn't reach them. Jelda is still sound though. Kay is awake.
Oh no.
Xanis is asleep. Yuzok is awake. Leon and Throp are both awake. That's a question. Is Fenrir awake? No. Go figure. So the currently awake members of the party, and I guess the two additions. So Milo and Penton, you end up bumping into each other in the corridor.
Oh, the morning, Penton.
Oh, good morning. Restful sleep?
Did you rest? What about you?
I was kept warm. But besides
Milo
that-
raised Okay.
So in this situation, Penton, you are well aware of the fact the Guildmaster is not present where he normally is. He didn't wait. He was in the room when the two of you woke up the previous day, but he is not today. And
Have you
Milo.
seen Lupus anywhere, by the way? Sorry,
I
thought
didn't see him when I woke up.
No, neither did I. I saw him yesterday when I woke up, and this morning he's already gone. It's a bit early, really, but maybe he just went to breakfast early. Who knows? Speaking of which, I'm gonna go there now.
I concur.
Agreed.
So as the two of you end up heading down towards the area where the breakfast is, you end up walking past the ships. The airships are onboard gym. It's like a small training area for fitness and things along that line. Obviously, the fact you're several miles up in the air with nothing but sprawling ocean underneath you, there needs to be something in this airship for the purposes of exercising. And I'd like you both to roll perception checks for me, please, as you walk past.
Oh shit, maths. 33.
And Benton? Between navigate input and performance, if you
I found it.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
What did you roll?
A 4, which was a natural 1.
Ooh. Okay, so Penton, you do not spot anything. However, Milo, as you and Penton are walking past this area, you notice the. How do I describe them visually speaking? Typically, the Guildmaster wears what I can only describe as like a pair of like feet, like kind of like the soles of your shoes without the actual shoe part. These like strap-on metallic claws that grip to the bottoms of his feet. Quite sharp and vicious-looking things, but they, alongside several pieces of Lucas's armor, are currently bundled up outside of one of the small enclosed rooms within that gym area. And the sounds of what I'm going to describe as something solid striking against something. You ever had like an exercise ball? Or seen
Yeah.
one of those? Think like the sound that one of those makes when it hits a hard
Yeah.
surface. It's the exact same noise.
Okay.
And that is quite predominantly echoing from the gym room. There is nobody else in there as of current.
Pardon me. I'm just gonna walk past, get breakfast, and say nothing.
Okay, so yourself and Penton arrive at the breakfasting area. You are shortly joined by Kay and Yuzok. With
Morning.
Sorry.
Just a morning to Kay and Yuzok.
Yeah. Kay just gives a half asleep nod, and Yuzok, who looks absolutely chipper and wide awake. Morning. Hey. He has a big beaming grin on his face. Within this room already, seated at another one of the tables is Leon and Throck, who seem to have been up rather early. But they're on one of the tables across the room. What is currently happening? Okay, that's what's happening with you. And you are doing. Okay. So as you're getting settled, grabbing a plate of food, rotating between yourselves so you keep the table. Alec, Alice, Mira, can the three of you please make me another D20 check to see if you end up waking up or not?
8.
After this one, can I just wake up?
Yeah,
Please.
that's the intention. Don't worry. I'm not gonna keep getting you to roll.
Well, like, we arrived at Sherrick and Mira's still
I rolled a
asleep.
2.
So you are not waking up.
Nope.
Not yet, anyway.
Hopefully Alice will wake me up if she wakes up.
I don't know, because Alice rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. And Mira, what did you roll?
I also rolled an 8.
Okay, so describing from the POV of Milo and Penton, so the two of you, well, the first two to sit back down at the table after gathering breakfast, you see Xanis and Gelda, both looking half asleep. Gelda in his pink skirt and what looks like a dressing gown made of some sort of silky material, and Xanis in his what looks like the things he just balled up and threw on the floor the night before. Both wander into the room with Fenrir traipsing behind. They go up to the breakfast bar and get to the food and join the table before Xanis basically flumps his forehead down into the table, and Gelda is yawning whilst drinking what looks like some sort of not clear beverage. Oh fucking hell! What did I roll again?
Water.
He is drinking milk because that's a 7.
Clear milk.
It's like
Clear milk.
It's like I guess it's like
He watered it down.
It's milk mixed with like some sort of clear liquid.
Water.
It's not water.
Lemonade.
I want to say something, but I don't wanna...
I'm getting
Straight
immensely
vodka?
gross. What the fuck?
No.
I'm not gonna repeat what I thought you said.
No.
Straight
Anyway.
vodka.
Yeah, just milky coloured vodka. Definitely.
Milk vodka.
That would be a weird.
Fucking
Anyway,
disgusting.
Okay, let's move on.
The last three to arrive are Alec, Alice, and Mira, quote unquote Team Al. All looking a combination of.
Oh my god, what a surprise!
All looking like a combination of dishevelled, tired, and half asleep. The last three to
Which
drag
one's
themselves
which?
in. I will let you just mentally picture between the three of you which extent of each you are all in.
Alice is dishevelled. Alec is tired. I forgot what the last one was.
Half asleep. Half asleep.
Half asleep, that's me.
Anyway, so everybody, like Smash Bros, everybody is here at the breakfast table, and you know, despite the fact that it's quite a early start of the morning, It's now about 7:30, and as a group, you are all chowing down on breakfast.
Yum yum yum.
Have a bag of Skittles.
No.
Sorry.
Skittles
Who's
for
ready to fight some more ghosts
breakfast?
then?
What?
I said, who's ready to fight some more ghosts then?
Why have you got your mouth full?
Yeah. Finish your mouthful, Pen. Jeez.
Oh, sorry. I said, who's ready to fight some more ghosts then?
Jimmy more.
As long as no one goes out for, was it 3 a.m. so 2 a.m.
Okay, we won't do it again. We promise.
Yeah, next time it will be sugar.
For fuck's
No,
sake.
next time
It
we're
won't be
sticking to the
anything.
ghost.
You mean not leaving?
Yeah.
What was the plan for actually fighting at this time, by the way? I forgot.
Well, we have to do the we have to go to Charrick first, and then we can worry about that.
True.
Are we nearly there yet?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Shut
I
the
don't think we've even started.
Xanis proceeds to throw his spoon across the table at Mira,
Ow!
and it hits her directly in the forehead with an almost concerning level of precision, as though this had been almost as if this had been practiced or was a very familiar motion to Xanis.
Nice one, Xanis.
The best part is the spoon bounces off of Mira's forehead with such force that it lands back on the table in front of Xanis.
Boomerang spoon.
What? Boomer spoon. What?
boomer spoon.
Boomer spoon.
Boom
I was
spoon.
gonna say boomerang spoon, but my brain kind of short circuited halfway through. It just
Boomer
went boomer
spoon.
spoon.
We love the boomer spoon.
Boomer spoon.
So as this is
It's got
happening,
grip on it
Boom,
and everything.
boom.
Kay is sitting there eating a salad rather than any sort of meat or anything fancy. I'd like actually I'm gonna just use passive perceptions here because this stops the session slowing. Because I'm like, hey, roll for this, smiley face.
Roll to see if Kay is a vegan.
No, she's not.
Roll perception to see if you can find your dice to roll perception.
So at this
Natural
table,
one.
Milo, you are the only one to notice. Well, actually, no. You and Xanis notice the very quiet interaction that Kay seems to be having with Uzok. And Fenrir lifts his head as if to investigate what this conversation is about. Would you like to roll an insight check, Milo, to see if you can figure out what the hell is about to go on?
Oh, that is not a d20.
Oops.
What did
Insight.
you roll?
That is a 30 total.
You realise that Kay, next to her bowl of salad, hidden behind said bowl, by the bowl and a glass of what looks like some sort of tea, is a small, a small lettuce that Kay is kind of like shifting her eyebrows in a not a suggestive manner, but she's raising her eyebrows up and down in a repetitive motion whilst making eye contact with Uzok, and then looking at the lettuce, and then looking at Uzok, and then looking at the lettuce.
Milo smiles and says nothing.
So as you're all enjoying your breakfast, Mira, waddling up to the table in front of you is a small lettuce. It almost seems to tilt itself to look at you, and you hear, "Hi."
Why are you talking now?
Hi.
Mira's gonna leap up and start running.
The lettuce proceeds to start chasing after you with the butter knife, and
What?
pursues you down the hallway.
Oh my god, can I grab a knife as well?
Sure.
Yes!
You see it aside.
I am armed! I'm not afraid of you! Maria's like screaming and crying. I'm not afraid!
Can I look around and see who is it? If anyone's like
There is nobody.
doing something.
I can tell you with your passive perception that nobody within the near vicinity is any sort of educated in the ways of time magic or
Lettuce Mancy.
Lettuce, man. Okay.
Vegemancy. No, there is nobody in the near vicinity
Any Vegemancers?
that is manipulating this lettuce in any manner. And you hear echoing down. You hear from the other end of the table. You hear Yuzok shout
Pardon me.
toward in the direction of the lettuce. You can stop now. And the lettuce returns to the table. Somehow manages to jump up back onto the table whilst still wielding said butter knife, and almost purrs as it sits on the table directly in front of where Mira's plate is.
Maria's hiding under one of the tables.
Today.
What exactly did you do?
Things. I did things. And Yuzok just nods very slowly.
Miria, it's safe. You can come out now.
No, I don't trust it!
It's okay. Come on.
Yuzok have plan. And he sends off he whispers to the lettuce and it runs off with the butter knife again, chasing Mira back to the table. Before it proceeds to place the butter knife gently down and then throw itself out of one of the open airship windows.
Yeah, that's right!
What the fuck?
You coward!
But before it goes out of range, you hear it go, "I'll be back," and then it hits the force field and disappears.
Penton swallows.
Don't hyperventilate now.
Force field.
Oh yeah, I forgot Penton knows what happens.
I invaded enemy of the state!
Well, that one was
I don't
bad.
think the lettuce is the state.
Yeah, it's a state of mentality.
What?
Mira, it's a lettuce. It's a vegetable. It's a thing that, you know what? Anyway.
Listen, if you were traumatized by a lettuce, you would understand.
No,
Well, it's obviously not a vegetable, it's a moving
Don't care.
vegetable.
I was also traumatized by a lich in the middle of a crypt, so lettuce is just not on par. Anyway, Milo, you're looking like you want to say something. Speak.
Eh.
Yeah. Me.
I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say.
Oh dear. So
It's just one of those mornings.
definitely. So the morning goes on. Levleo, Leon, and Throck end up leaving to go in and end up heading into that gym room. So what do the party want to do? Gonna start from left to right with the tokens. Milo. Is there anything you wish to
Oh,
do?
fuck. Not really. I'm just gonna go to the top deck and relax, I suppose.
Okay. So Milo? Gender bent Milo? Milo,
Mila.
you end up going up to the top deck to just go and enjoy the breeze, as the airship is currently on a slow speed, so it's safe to go out on the top deck. Penton, what are you currently doing?
Penton is going to go to the laundry room.
Okay, so Penton's wandering off to the airship laundry room. Alec.
Probably comforting Maria right now.
Okay.
Horrible experience.
Notice. I imagine at this point Xanis is just kind of quietly mocking Mira for being
I
afraid
need
of Otis.
therapy.
So if Alec, you are currently comforting Mira, I will come back to deal with that in a moment. Alice, what are you doing?
I'll if that's allowed, or am I ruining a scene?
I have
Your
heard
connection.
nothing. I heard
Yeah, I think
and then silence.
I have the connection of a potato.
Beep boop.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but Maria might. So I don't know.
Well, my potato connection probably means that I'm probably not going to be doing crazy amounts of talking, but I'll be vibing.
Okay.
I'll be vibing with Alec and Mira, yeah? Just checking that at least went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went through.
Okay, so what is Kate currently doing? Right. So she's off doing that. That's going to be an experience. Focus application. User, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god. Okay. You're doing that. Sure. Why not? Wait, hang on. I haven't taken it in place. You are going to go and do that for a while, and Geldo. Surprisingly normal considering it's you. Okay, so the party ends up disbanding from their current location and spreads out amongst the just basically spreads out amongst the whole airship. So we're gonna start with. Oh god, this is gonna be so dumb. So we start off with Penton. You end up bumping into Kay on your way down to the airship's laundry.
Hello, Kate. How are you feeling after, yesterday?
Doing okay. And you notice, we'll take passive perception for this, but you notice that she is carrying basically a bag. It's like a canvas, like potato sack canvas bag.
Is this a bag that she's carried before?
No, this is completely new, and she seems to be.
Is there a shop on board?
No, there is not. She appears to be taking this bag, and she has been trying. It seems as though she is attempting to shield this canvas bag from Penton's view. A little bit. Where she's holding it under her arm and kind of shifting the way the cloth on her sleeves is lined up.
Interesting fashion choice.
This is just for recreational purposes. And she is going to roll a deception check against you. Which I'm going.
Has she come from the...
She is coming from the opposite the direction that you are intending to go towards. That is where she is coming from. I have her deception roll sitting aside. So she's...
I guess I roll insight against that then.
Okay. This is the point where... Oh wait, hold on a minute. I forgot. Penton's got good charisma.
It's a 31 on insight.
Uh-oh. I rolled a 17 on Kay's deception. Whatever clothing is sticking out of the back of that canvas bag is definitely not for recreational purposes. Doesn't look like anything Kay would even consider wearing. It does, however, look oddly similar to some uniforms that you've seen floating about, or not floating about, moving about this ship.
What are you planning?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just helping to distribute this out. Yeah.
To who?
To who? To who? And as of this point, she casts a Windrunner on herself and sprints down the hallway, fleeing in the opposite direction.
I mean, you could have told me. I wouldn't have said anything. But oh well. And he will continue on his merry way towards his totally legitimate interest.
Okay, so you end up arriving at the laundry for the airship, and there are two areas. There is the laundry for use of the onboard passengers, and a area that is clearly marked off as staff only. Please do not touch. Where a small cacophony of these canvas bags that Kay was holding, with various different name tags on, a few of which are not marked with name tags, but are piled underneath ones with name tags, suggesting that they are spares or backups. What are you planning to do here, Benton?
Is there any kind of surveillance?
There is no visibly obvious surveillance. However, you can roll a investigation check if you wish to. Like, similar to how you'd handle traps, you can roll an investigation check to see if there's any surveillance around here.
Okay, so I'm going to use mislead and have basically the copy, I guess, is going to start walking towards the regular laundry room, and I'm going to go into the staff laundry room.
Okay, so you use mislead and end up going into the laundry for only the staff, where the canvas bags are laid out with various names. What are you doing in here? And what are you planning to do?
I will, I guess, grab one of the bags for myself. One of the ones that looks like it's for... Do they have separate staff that serve the upper class and the lower class?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
So I will grab some of the ones that look like they serve the VIPs, if you will.
Okay, you have picked this up, and what are you doing with it?
Probably taking it.
Okay, so you take it and you leave just before your mislead spell wears off and the duration ends. So the whole thing of within the span of about 30 seconds, you've the 30 seconds or like 24, I forget how long your illusory magic lasts, but within a short span of time, you've used mislead, you've gone into the room, taken one of the canvas bags, and then left, without anybody being the wiser. At least to your knowledge, anyway.
Oh.
Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. Back where Team Al is, one of you in particular, one lovely Alice, you end up having these words play out in your head as the Guildmaster has cast message and has requested your presence in the gym area.
Oh, okay.
So, are you going to go there?
Well, yes, I better.
Okay. So you leave Alec and Mira. I'm assuming at this point Mira's probably calmed down a bit, and you end up going into the gym area.
Hopefully.
I certainly hope so. Yeah. You're permanently traumatized by lettuce.
I mean, she kind of is.
That's
She wakes
really
up with a
funny.
deep sweat.
She's sweating. Who needs a workout when you have lettuce?
Literally. It's the one green thing in her life that's been unfriendly. She's not handling it well.
What about her father?
Tuck?
What?
Her father?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
about...
literal green tuck. Fucking
We
hell.
don't talk
Definitely
about
not.
Like we
We
don't
don't
talk
talk about
Bruno, we
that.
don't talk about Tark.
We
Anyway,
don't talk about him.
We don't talk about
so
Taco.
We
no.
don't talk about
And his missing body.
Tark.
So, Alice, you end up arriving in the gym area, and you hear the resounding sounds of what sounds like something solid against something. Well, the same sort of gym ball sounding noise coming from one of the rooms outside, like within the doorway of which is the guildmaster's armor, and perched atop the armor is his like the feet claw things that he normally ends up wearing. I can't think of the fucking way to describe them, because I can't call them sandals because they're not sandals. But it's like the closest thing to it. Anyway, weird footwear aside. So you're pretty sure that's where the guildmaster is. So do you enter?
Yeah, I'd probably knock and then enter.
So you knock, to which you are invited in, and as you enter the room, you find the guildmaster pretty much wearing, like, he is wearing his, like, the red trousers he normally wears. However, his top half is bare, and he is kind of sweaty, which is kind of. I'll see if I can find.
Lovely.
Basically, the trousers on that, but that's about it.
Oh, Jesus.
But he is currently going to town, punching the crap out of what appears to be some sort of like punching bag. But he's delivering a flurry of punches and kicks to it, as though it's very clear he's working up a sweat doing this. He stops for a moment, takes a towel and wipes his forehead down before looking at Alice. Right. You and I, Missy, need to have a bit of a conversation.
Yeah, it's probably true, yeah.
So, I'd like to say that I could have this be all nice and friendly and whatever, but let's be real, that's not what you need right now. I need you to explain to me why well, maybe not why, but what you're currently planning on doing to amend what you did. I'm not gonna baby you or your group any further, because it's starting to affect my reputation as a guild master. But I need you to tell me, so that not only can I put down in my own personal records, but make your mother aware in the letter I've partially written to her, what exactly you're planning to do when it comes to rectifying, well, the error you've made. Put it that way.
Well, I think that I first just need to start off with, like, individually apologizing and making right with just everyone in the group, because we are a team and I just, let everyone down. I was planning on going on some personal missions to obtain relics and of sorts to give to the members of the party to improve, as like buffs and things.
Lupus looks at you with a rather dismissive expression. So, you're telling me you're going to go out of your way to apologize, where an apology may not even work. In the case of Kay, she'd probably more likely tear you limb from limb before accepting an apology, considering she is now pretty much permanently disfigured from, having her head exploded like a watermelon. And then you're going to give free handouts as a way of trying to recover lost trust after losing the one step forward that we've had so far. If I put it like that to you, Alice, do you see where that kind of falls short a little bit? So,
Well, I understand, but I just don't know what else I could do.
have you considered asking your allies, somebody like myself or one of the people in the higher ups as to how to, you know, I guess for lack of better wording, unfuck a pretty fucked up situation.
Well, I'm asking you now.
You're at the time with me, Missy. But yes, I will give you a pretty damn good idea as to what you can do to patch up the mistakes you've made. First off, you need to start trusting your team members as much as they had trusted you. Because, look at it this way. At the beginning, let's use Jasper, the young man who joined your group right at the start. Do you see what happened to him after he kept making seemingly small errors that led up to big things happening, and what ended up happening to him before he died? He isolated himself. He cut himself off from a lot of friendships that he could have had, and apologies definitely weren't enough in that situation. Now what you've done is essentially handed a weapon capable of wiping an entire continent clean, at least half of it, over to the enemy. Do you remember seeing the Lillian Beast on that wall in Zodia?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, imagine this, if you will. In that situation, Alice, so let's just say, if that spell tome were to be used against us, I don't know, let's say for example, God forbid, Gelder should perish, considering he is the last of his lineage. Let's say that book that you ended up handing over is what's used to kill him. Do you understand the consequence of that situation happening?
I mean, I would. I would be, and currently am, just guilty for the rest of my life.
No, actually, that's not what I'm trying to get at here. What I'm trying to get at is, do you understand the consequences of what happens if we lose?
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Not necessarily. You see,
The Lillian Beast will be so powerful that we just won't be able to control it.
let me sit you down for a second. And Lupus waves his hand.
It comes back every 25 years, doesn't it?
Yep. Lupus waves his hand to a bench that's in the training room. Take a seat for a second. I feel like this will be easier information for you to process if you're sitting down.
Okay.
So as Alice takes a seat, Lupus stances back up again and throws a few punches at the punching bag. You see, how would I word this? When you look at me, you would think I'm a pretty devastatingly powerful warrior, right?
Yeah. Oh, clearly.
It takes myself, the other guildmaster, or your fellow leader, if you will, Ziffy, and the first 3 guild groups, at minimum, to fight the Lillian Beast off when she's back at full power once every 25 years. To be fair, we've handled it pretty well so far. She's come back twice, and we've finished her off twice. But the loss of those heirlooms, or if we end up losing and those heirlooms fall into the hands of, I don't know, someone like Mace? Do you imagine having to try and fight Mace firsthand with weapons so powerful you can barely get close to him?
Oof, no. That definitely just. I would lose.
Well, that's the same situation that myself and the rest of the guild are planted in. I will say, I'm giving you this talk and trying to be as nice as I can, because I imagine that your fellow guild members haven't exactly been the nicest about it. I've been on the receiving end of Kay's sharp tongue before, so I'm well aware of what she can be like. And I feel like giving you the context as to why losing such a thing is so important will help you take, I guess, the right actions to maybe not fully reinstill the trust that your allies have lost in you, but at the very least give them solid reason to trust that you'll cover their backs.
Well, how do I get the book back? Is there any way of doing that?
Lupus throws another few punches at the punching bag, and then delivers a solid and devastating roundhouse kick to the actual punching bag. Well, that's where the difficult part comes in. My answer to you is, I don't know, because I do not know where that book has gone. But I can tell you that should we lose, say, by some unfortunate scenario, we're unable to seal the Lillian Beast away, myself and the rest of the Sleeping Wolves Guild will be forever trapped in a never-ending war that you and your fellow guild members would be on the front lines for once every 25 years. Could you take a moment to imagine that for me? Could you imagine sweet little Mira on the battlefield, rapier in hand, having to fight that thing face first, head on, 1-1? Could you imagine yourself fighting the Lillian Beast directly? Does that scare you, thinking about it?
Yeah, it does.
Think of that fear. Every 25 years, every time the Lillian Beast comes back, that's a fear that me, Ziffy, and every single other member of the attack force involved in knocking back the Lillian Beast experience. And as Lupus delivers that line, he delivers another devastating kick to the punching bag, the sound punctuating the statement. So, my advice? Your apology might work, but I don't think you should do it. If you've apologized once already, and it hasn't won anybody over, doing it again isn't going to help you. My advice? Become a better warrior. Become a stronger companion. Process what you're going to do before you do it. Because I know you're smart. Your mother Diana knows you're smart. You just have to make sure that you always process the situation in front of you before you take action. Say, let me give you a little scenario, Alice. Let's say that there are two Alex in this room. One is standing behind me, and the other one is this punching bag. If I were to have to figure out which one was which, what would you do?
I'd probably ask them some questions.
And what if they both answer your questions exactly the same? How do you tell a false being from the real deal? Think about it.
You need to ask personal questions, like ones that you'd only know if you really knew each other.
Do you think right now, with the way, if say this were to happen with any member of your group, that you could have a personal question of any sort that would allow you to separate out a false from the real? If the answer
I don't know.
If the answer to any of them is no, perhaps establishing that connection first. They don't necessarily have to like you, Hell, you should see the way that some of the guild members interact towards me. I mean, have you met Cedric? I'm assuming not. But you don't have to be liked by everybody for them to respect you. You can hate someone and yet respect them with everything you have. Say, let's say, and while Lupus starts thinking, he delivers some more unarmed strikes to the punching bag, seeming to have a moment of thought. Let's say this. You and who would you say out of your allies dislikes you the most at the moment? Not counting Kay.
Probably Milo.
So, if you and Milo were forced into a situation like I just described, there's a doppelganger. One Milo is real, the other one is fake. And they both seem to answer your questions exactly the same. What do you do to figure out who is who? What situations and positive memories or respect could you build that would allow you to separate out the false from the real? The same situation if, I don't know, you were to encounter another version of yourself.
I think I'd probably just ask them to tell me quotes about Mira. Because I think Mira has pretty memorable quotes and everyone likes Mira. So then I'd be able to tell which one's real. Possibly.
Lucas stops his physical training and turns to Alice and very, very carefully crouches down with his knee on the wooden floorboard in front of Alice. Let me tell you something that made me who I am now. You're not always going to get it right. You're not always going to be able to establish connections with the people that you like or want to protect in the way that you want to. Look at the way that me and Milo interact in future. You will see that the mistakes that I've made in handling situations revolving around him have driven some sort of wedge, we'll say, between the two of us. Does that mean that either of us respects the other less? No. But there is definitely a little bit of love lost. The same can be said for you and your allies. Don't focus on them wanting to like you again. That will come with time. But what you want them to focus on is to respect you. And to do that, to not insult you. And Lupus puts his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
To not insult you. This dumb girl from a fishing village vibe, if you will, needs to go. When it's time to get serious, you have to know that you are dependable. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Because you imagine what the situation would be like if, when it came to fighting the Lillian Beast, that I did something similar to how you act now, and I decided to throw my hands up in the air and scream YOLO, or throw myself straight into the fight without careful planning of how I'm going to deal with the problem. Do you think that I would be alive, or any of the elites or higher up members of our guild, of the guild that I run? Do you think any of them would still be alive now if I were to do that?
Well, probably not.
So why not apply that same logic to the way you interact with your group? Sure, it might suck a little bit that there's distance forming between you and your allies. Like, I know that you seem to be a little bit distressed over Mira growing up a bit, and she's growing away from you. But if you're that worried about not having that additional attachment maybe that says a little bit about your character, about your personality. Who is Alice? And why does she need to be someone that's dependable? Sure, you know, you're gonna make mistakes, but, and Lupus has a very firm gaze directly into Alice's eyes. There is some intense eye contact going on here. Show me and your allies that you are your mother's daughter. You are the daughter of the Raven Queen. You could, with time, become a demigoddess. You could inherit some of her power. You imagine that level of responsibility. Think about the responsibility you carry as a member of your group. Your blade and your mind seem to be...
I am my mother's daughter, and I will carry that pride and that responsibility,
So stand
and
back.
I will.
You have
Yes.
that much power. I know you're capable, but I need you to show me that. And plus, okay, you might not be the smartest in terms of book smart, but you do at least have some wisdom to you. So, my advice to you, your first port of call to try and fix the what I'm going to call the errors you've made. I want you to reconnect with the Xanis, because if anybody is going to be able to help you figure out what is best for your progression as a member of your group, it'll be the person who's currently taking up leadership of it. And also,
Okay.
he's a smart cookie, so he'll be able to show you the ropes in a lot of the things that I've taught him. Just remember, you can't make that mistake again. I'm not babying your group anymore, and I'm not protecting them from any punishment that Rem might deliver. Okay?
I will never make.
You may make mistakes again. Do not let them be that big. Saying that you will never make mistakes, you're telling yourself a lie from the get-go. You just have to make sure they don't escalate into a catastrophe. Okay? And Lupus...
Now, can I ask a question?
Lupus nods in response. Yes? Go for it.
Who was it that I gave the book to? And does the book have a name?
Ah, a very smart question. And Lupus stands up, returns to the punching bag, and occasionally delivers some small punches. You see, asking me that is a very important question. Gives you context. The person that you handed the book over to is a Desert Hollow Fox assassin who goes by the name of Ares Blackcrown. He's been working with the cult for a while now, and unfortunately, the man that you gave the weapon over to is what the book is. The book itself is called Annihilating Cataclysm, and it's a pretty dense book filled with different types of magic and runes, that some of which are exclusive to the Helm bloodline, and has been the way that they've documented what magics and runes and abilities that their heritage has passed down, and some of which is devastatingly powerful spells that could annihilate an entire army of soldiers with just one magic spell. Things along that line.
I need to go to the library
For what purpose?
to find out about these people and where they're taking this book to, so that we can stop it from happening.
Unfortunately, that is not something you're going to find in a library. But if you do want to explore that, when we get back to Lenthar, you want to look for a man, one of my, I guess, personal allies, if you will. A man named Nova Cosmon. He's the intelligence of my guild, if you will. The one who does all the data gathering and organization. You'll want to talk to him, and he'll tell you where that book is probably going.
Nova Cosmon. Okay. I'll go talk to him when I see him.
Of course. Right. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna wrap up my training before I go and deal with a particular someone that I've been keeping an eye on for a while.
Of course. And she leaves.
Okay. And as Alice leaves, Lupus continues to practice his unarmed striking against his punching bag. Meanwhile, Penton and Kay are wandering off with the canvas bags. Lupus has just finished interacting with Alice. Mira and Alec, what are you two doing at the moment? Now that you've done I'm assuming at this point you've definitely consoled Mira about the lettuce chasing her with a butter knife. So what are you two doing?
I don't. So Maria, sleep well.
I've had better days. It's not easy being on an airship. I keep waking up.
Yeah, me too. Alice snores.
Kay doesn't really snore, but she keeps the lights on sometimes because she's reading. I say, Kay, turn the light off. Then she doesn't. Or if she does, then she makes a light. I was like, Kay, please, I just want to sleep.
Why? Is she on the top bunk?
Oh no, we sharing.
We'll just turn.
You don't see
Just
the
turn.
button.
Yeah, I saw the button, but we were. Well, me and Alice aren't gonna cuddle up.
Well, no, that would be a bit weird, and I can't have Team Owl getting together. I don't be third wheeling my own team.
No, I don't think that pairing is gonna happen.
No, it'd be very, very weird. I don't like that.
Would be very mismatched.
Yeah, I know, right? Because she's like all boisterous, and then you're so like. I'm trying to compare you to like water, and the only word that's coming out of my head is tepid, and I don't think that's the word that I want. But she would throw
I'm
you like
tepid.
a javelin. You're tepid. Tepid water.
I'm tepid water. No, I'm spicy. I'm spicy water.
In your dreams. Anyway, but yeah, she just won't go to bed sometimes. It's really annoying.
Can't believe you just called me tepid.
Has no one ever called you that before? I mean, I guess people would have called you worse. Like string bean and tall thin man.
Okay, we don't need to. I'm not taking
Man
this
with
from
the
a woman who was
horns
just
that are
chased
purple.
by a lettuce. Okay, let's be real.
We don't speak of that.
Oh, we don't speak of that. Okay.
No, we don't speak of the letters, and I'm gonna press a finger to Alex. Shushi. No.
Anyway.
I stick my tongue out. I stick my tongue out.
Alec, so I'm just imagining Mira just
Jeez, Maria, I don't have diseases.
Oh.
Down.
What's that black mage spell where you clear bacteria? I don't remember.
I don't.
Is it cleanse?
I don't think that's that's what the spell is. I think
I
it's
think
a cantrip
I
you're
think-
thinking of.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, and I think it cures rotted food.
That will be a it's a cantrip called, I think it's magical hygiene. That you're
That's
thinking of,
it.
that you do not
I-
have.
Fish, I brushed my teeth. You don't. What is this?
You still
You
have
put-
saliva,
you put your-
and I don't want to know where that saliva has been.
In his mouth, probably.
It's been in my mouth. It,
Oh, I don't
it
know where
hasn't
your
been
mouth.
anywhere.
I don't know where your mouth has been.
Nowhere fun in a long time. Trust me.
You could have a cold sore.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Are you sure? Have
Most
you been
likely, yeah,
tested?
because
Yeah,
that's...
look, and I open my mouth really wide and just see
Oh my god,
nothing.
you need to clean your tongue.
It's a normal tongue.
No, I
bruh.
did.
I just want to describe, in this situation, Alec opens his mouth and it's a perfectly normal tongue.
Yeah, I have a normal tongue.
You've not been using your tongue scraper.
What the fuck?
All right, you show me your tongue then.
Okay,
This is getting saucy.
I just okay. I opened my mouth.
So I'm just imagining Mira and Alec are now sitting here in the middle of a canteen. Just both looking at each other with mouths open. Talking with mouths open as well, like they're... There are a couple of people in this room looking at you very disturbed. I'm very confused as to what the hell is going on. Like, they look mildly... like, some of them are... It seems like a couple of them are discussing whether they should approach and, you know, check if everything's okay, but they're just...
I wave at
from a
them.
distance.
With your mouth open.
No, I close my mouth and I wave at them,
They just...
but like with a really freaky look, like a really intense stare.
He's babysitting. How old is Alec? 19?
No.
22.
22.
you dipstick.
I'm still older than you.
Yeah.
And yet you act like you're half his age. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. So
Now that we freaked out a bunch of the people and compared tongues.
a fair few people have left the room.
Because of us.
Yes, definitely. And I'm just gonna take a note of something real quick. Okay.
Do you think the bougies are gonna make a complaint to the captain?
Who knows? Anyway, are you
They
two
throw me
intend-
into the force field.
What do you two intend to do from this point?
Chill.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna do some colouring. I don't know where I got a colouring book from, but just assumed I packed it.
Okay.
Crayons!
So, so as of this point, Penton, after purposefully taking some of the higher end, I guess, uniforms of the staff that cater to the what I'm going to call the first class flyers. You end up managing to make your way back to the room without being spotted. As you've intentionally taken the most roundabout way of going through the airship and its corridors to make sure that it's either very hard to track you or impossible to do so. And you arrive back at the door to your room. What are you doing?
I'm gonna peek through the keyhole.
You see that as you peek through the keyhole into your own room, you see that a pillow, one of the very plush, like chair cushions, has been placed onto the bed as if it has been moved. But you just assume that Lucas has come back from whatever he's been doing and has readjusted the bed or something like that.
Is there any other signs that anyone could be in the room?
Nope. Looking through the keyhole, there is a grand old load of nothing out of the ordinary, from what you can see through the keyhole.
Okay, I will enter the room.
You open the room and you're looking down at the canvas bag. You open you're kind of looking down at the canvas bag. You open the door, turn around, close the door, and you're feeling really proud of yourself. You're keeping your focus on this canvas bag to try and see what colour the uniform is. You turn your head, and sitting on the bed with a pillow in his lap is Penton.
What?
So Penton, you are currently looking at Penton, who is sitting on the bed looking at you with pillow in lap. It does not appear as though he is wearing your clothing, because it's on you.
So I have a doppelganger too, eh? What are you doing here? State your intent.
He stays silent and just looks at you with a knowing smile as you stare down this duplicate? Maybe not a duplicate. It seems too perfectly accurate to be some sort of magical, illusory double or anything of the matter. Perhaps this is a doppelganger. Perhaps it's something else. But it's definitely not an illusion. It doesn't give you any sort of indication with this magical aura. But it sits there and continues to smile at you.
Well, I gotta say, it's a pretty accurate recreation, sorry, wrong words. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to cut this party short. You've got about 10 seconds before I go get our guildmaster, and he tears you limb from limb. So I suggest you leave this room right now.
Ooh, how scary. I'm gonna tear myself apart limb from limb. The Penton on the bed responds to you with an expression on his face of an almost sarcastic, almost offensive grin, as if he is trying to be condescending. Oh no, I'm gonna go and get the guildmaster. Ooh, how scary. Sure.
Hello?
Hi.
I'm assuming this is Lupus I'm now talking to? Or was
Maybe.
always talking to, I guess?
Maybe, maybe not. You're
Why
not
are you
entirely
me?
certain. I don't know. Why are you not you? And Lupus, and this, what you're assuming is Lupus, a spectral hand comes up from behind you, grabs the canvas bag from your arms, and pulls it over to the Penton sitting on the bed, who proceeds to start flicking through the outfit that is there. Snooping around, are we? What you got planned this time?
Do I have to tell you? It's private business.
Oh, it's private business, is it? I'm sure it'd be the private business of the company to know that you're wandering off with the clothing of their superior. And Penton looks at Penton and continues to have this condescending grin on his face.
See, I could spend all day trying to think of elaborate excuses to get past you, but I'm pretty aware that I'm already rumbled here.
Yeah, you're not exactly stealthy.
Compared to you, maybe not, but compared to the average person, I'm extremely stealthy.
Oh, poor bunny man.
Oh, poor Godwolf.
Oh, fuck you. And
So what's under the pillow?
well, and the pillow is tossed further down the bed up to where the headboard is. Take a guess. None of your clothes are exactly fitting.
Oh my goodness. It's so weird seeing it from the outside.
Anyway, not focusing on that, what are you doing? What are you planning with this, the contents of this canvas bag, sir? You have about 15 seconds to start spilling the beans
Before you tear me limb from limb?
before I show you what other replications I can do. One of which will probably scare the ever-loving crap out of you. Either that, or I can just leave you pinned to the ceiling with the spectral hands for the rest of the trip.
No, not again.
Spill it.
Well... Con man's got a con. Is all
Well,
I'm
no
gonna say.
shit. What is the
It's
con?
what I do, so I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you, do you promise not to rat me out?
Well, I'll consider it. It depends on how good it is.
I kind of don't want to reveal what this is in session.
Yeah,
I
well
want
then
to
you
act
can.
it out as is, so I
you
want to
can
say
stay-
that Penton has
Yep, you can
explained.
just- Yeah, you can just say Penton explains what his plan is.
Penton explains his plan to Lupus.
Yep.
Sparing no detail.
The Penton sitting on the bed. Stands up.
So can you stop being me now? It's been a bit creepy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you prefer this? And after a click of the fingers, you're now staring down Ziffy.
Exactly how I remember it. How are
Charming.
you doing that?
Well, you see, there's a fun little thing I picked up a little while ago from I forget who taught me it, but it's this fun little polymorphing room where it has one of three different things. Either I have my magical aura tied to them for an extended period. It's more of a me-specific thing. One of my special runes, if you will. That's exclusively a me thing. The ingestion of part of the person I wish to change into. That's why I can change into Ziffy, because I accidentally ate his arm at one point.
You what?
Or I have seen them au naturel enough times to memorize the imitation.
Penton's face goes slightly red.
Oh, getting embarrassed. No. And it's really, like, Lupus's tone is really condescending as he reverts back to himself and proceeds to reclothe. So, your plan sounds functional, but I must say you aren't thinking much of a long term.
Wait, you're not trying to stop me?
Why would I? I mean, I actively encourage Lycus to do his thing. There are several different personas of his, we'll call them that have secured funding from high-ranking nobles. That's where the some of the additional income the guild gets goes to, or comes from, whatever. Wording is difficult when you're trying to be a condescending ass. But
You're gonna make me give a cut to the guild?
no,
Really?
not at the moment.
If I make it like an ongoing thing, will you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's fair enough.
However, should you get caught doing whatever you're doing, it is completely on you. After all, that's what I tell all of the people who try to be tricksters in the guild. You want to do something fancy? Don't get caught.
Well, I don't want to get caught, so could you teach me how to do that, please?
No,
Why?
because you're not at a point yet you're going to be capable of handling literally polymorphing your entire existence into something else, as you can see. The fact that you walked in and there's suddenly another Penton. Oh no. Whatever will you do?
Yes, that didn't trigger anxiety and existentialism at all.
Exactly. Try not to think about it too hard, the fact that
I mean, I'm used to talking shit about myself, but it's usually in a mirror, not to myself.
Or having yourself talk shit to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta suck, isn't it? Anyway. I would advise that you be careful about who you go after, please.
So do you have an idea of how to make this a more long-term thing?
Well, yes. Of course I do. If you're gonna use your brain, at least use it.
Could you please tell me?
I could, but I feel like you would find that boring. It'd take away from your, what I'm assuming you're aiming to be your big score. If you're
Look, I got
using this.
bored of small town hits, and I wanted to. There's bigger fish to fry.
Exactly. Which is
I'm
why
gonna
I will let you have your parade, your little charlatan games. And then
I mean, it's not even that bad, to be honest. I mean, they're nobles. They have tons of money.
Mm-hmm. They also have enough money to hire members of the hunters guilds that will literally hunt down whatever they are given the objective of hunting down, regardless of alignment. I mean, I've had a fair few encounters with them myself, but usually tend to find that turning into Cedric scares off quite a few normal people.
Yeah, don't do that one. I don't want to see that one.
What, you mean this? And after he's just put on like normal people clothing, so just tosses that off, changes himself into Cedric, and then kind of lets out a menacing snarl in your face. Scared. And Lupus reverts back into himself. Puts most of his casual clothing back on, flicks Penton in the forehead with a spectral hand, and leaves.
What the fuck is today?
Sorry. Oh no, I'm dying. Fuck. Anyway, now I'm done perishing. Friggity, frig. Okay, Milo's on top deck. Penton has been pentoned. Kay's. What is Kay doing actually? Oh boy. Okay. So that's what Kay's doing. My hair. Mira, you see the guildmaster approaching down the hall.
Oh my god, I T-pose.
You're just given a look of disappointment. As for Mira, I hate to tear you away from your colouring, I guess, with Alec, but there is a matter that you and I need to discuss.
Wait. Do you like my tree?
Not what I'm here for, Mira. Not what I'm here for.
I like it.
Okay. There's Alex. See, Alex got my back.
Sure. Alec, I think Xanis wanted to have a word with you if you can find where he is. Anyway.
Okay,
Mira,
I'll
if
go
you
look
could
for
come
him.
with me, please.
Okay.
Alec, you end up starting to go and head off to go and find Xanis. Meanwhile, Lupus and Mira end up going to sit at one of the small booths in the in some of the. There are like a bunch of lounging areas in this airship, and there's a small private one that Lupus takes Mira to, and the two of them sit down. Tis a window-facing seat, so you can see the sprawling ocean and what looks. Oh my god! You know what would be really useful if I'd left my background as the world map, so then I could just click the button that allows me to minimize all of my windows. This was the whole point of me doing this. Having that. So I don't know if I'm actually doing anything. You see the part, what looks like a sort of like desert-like island, kind of passing by, but it's like very far off in the distance as Lupus sits down and encourages you to sit at another seat.
Okay, I'll sit down.
Right. You and I need to have a chat. Don't
Am
worry.
I in trouble?
No, as much as it would be funny if you were. So, I know yesterday, me, you, Penton, Leon, Throck, and obviously, yeah, yourself, I've already said you.
So what?
I'm aware that me, you, Penton, Leon, and Throck sat down and had a conversation yesterday.
Uh-huh.
We were all oversharing a little bit about our behaviours, if you will. But I wanted to sit down with you and discuss a couple of things.
Okay.
So, I wanted to establish between the two of us that I am not going to be acting as your godfather during guild hours. I have been a bit too coddling, and I've babied you a little bit too much during the loss of your mother and your father. I dropped a lot of boundaries that I should have really kept to some extent, and I have overly babied yourself and the rest of your group by personally taking the difficulties of any punishments that your group has deserved, and also trying to give you the nicer missions where I can.
Right.
But you and I, as much as I should stop taking on the duties of being your godfather, much like I had stated to your mother all those years ago, that unless it is outside of guild hours, I'm not going to put being your godfather before being a guild master.
But aren't all your hours guild hours? You don't rest.
Not necessarily, but you aren't entirely wrong. There's normally times where the guild operates and then closes, and Lucas kind of reminds me of like the rough time zones where things are open and closed. So, outside of that, how is Simon treating you?
I haven't really seen him since we went to Honeymill. It's been a really long time.
And how was that interaction between the two of you?
It was really good. I had a lot of fun. We had dinner.
Oh,
Yeah. But I haven't seen him since, like, we've only met twice.
well, Erica, I'm probably going to go and have as your only parental figure left. God, that sounds really mean to say. But as the only remaining parental figure, I will probably go and have a word with Simon during my free time.
What word are you going to say to him?
I'm basically going to scout out his intentions, if you will.
Or like if he wants to make bologna?
Yes.
Well, I hope he wants to make bologna. It's tasty.
I suppose I'm more of an actual meat in sandwich kind of person, rather than.
Or like, what if he wants to make a smash and spag bowl?
That's perfectly good intentions. What I'm more worried about is if he tries to break your heart, in which case I will probably have to break his face.
About that, Simon wears glasses so the shards might go into his eyes.
Ah, perfect. It'll puncture and punctuate my point. Very well.
You mean the points being the glass shards that are embedded into his corneas?
Exactly that, yes. I am so glad to have a goddaughter who understands the mild implications of my concerning statements.
Yeah, high five.
And Lupus does not return the high five.
Maria high fives herself.
What I need you to work on a little bit. I'm aware that you're growing up now, and you're starting to behave. You're not completely there, but you are behaving a bit more normally. Is that you need to start, I guess, thinking more about the way that your actions are perceived by other people. Not in a stop doing what makes you happy kind of way, but in a is the thing that you're gonna do appropriate for the place you're in or the people you're with kind of way. Which, to be fair, I've got plenty of that to learn, plenty of that to still learn. I haven't stopped learning that. I mean, God, the amount of times that I've slipped up with Milo or Astra. But you've got to start learning when your actions are appropriate for the location you're in. Like the crab walking that I caught you doing at 3 AM this morning.
I thought that was you.
Yes, it was, and I was giving you a disappointed glare down the hallway. I hope you know
Yeah,
that.
your eyes glow.
I know, it's almost like I have night vision to some extent, and my eyes are yellow. They stick
Oh
out
my
in the
god.
dark.
Oh my god, same! I
Your
can
eyes are
see.
not yellow.
I can see in the dark though.
Well, yes, your parents were a goblin, a gremlin goblin, and an Asimar, respectively. So
I can also glow in the dark.
we're not here to talk about your capacity as a glow stick, Mira.
Oh.
But are you happy with Simon? Genuinely.
Say so. I mean, I want to get to know him a bit better. We've only really sent letters, so this is the first time I'll see him in like, how long has it been? Like a month or so?
About a month and a half, roughly.
Yeah, I miss him.
Well, that's good. It means that if you miss him, there's something there to miss. So it must be some degree of a positive start forming between the two of you. And
Yeah.
how did your was he what's the word? Did he look after you and cater to your needs during your interaction? And Lupus gives you an expression that makes it kind of clear what he's referring to.
Oh, you
While
mean when we
skirting
did the
around it.
dingle dongle? Yeah, he was
Yes.
very nice about it.
Well, that's the important thing. As long as you two are getting along well, I should tell you that the interactions that I had with your mother before she went, her last request to me was to make sure that you had a happy life. And that's why I'm going to make sure that the gentleman that you are currently dating is not going to hurt you. Because after seeing what happened between what happened between your parents, I would like to do my best to avoid the same happening to you.
Yeah, my parents are kind of like a supernova, but instead of being like cool, they just explode.
I mean, exploding supernovas, or supernova-sized explosion, whichever way around you want to put it.
Mum certainly did cause a supernova explosion in a literal sense.
Well, depending on who you ask, that is pretty cool. I mean, ask Ziffy anything about space and stars and things like that, and you'll have a long-ass conversation. Or Astra. Or I guess, sorry, the goddess of the harvest, Ardeon. As I should probably refer to her whilst we're on the airship. Say, have you noticed this little fella running around the ship? And out of basically like from out from underneath the like the cloak sort of thing that Lucas normally ends up wearing. He pulls out Clucky the Second and puts him down on the table.
My God, why? Claire, why are you here?
Apparently, this little sod decided to sneak out.
So he managed to escape. Oh my God, he got out the pen. Did he get out the pen?
I don't know. He was probably removed. I don't know. But yes, he's here. Please, please be aware I am going to teleport him back to the guild.
What?
I found you can't have pets on board,
They don't have to know.
but they will.
Not if they don't go to my room ever.
Kay will probably kick him out of the room. She is not
I'll
a
kick
fan.
Kay out of the room.
She will kick your ass.
She probably will. I guess I'll just
Exactly.
have to sleep under one of the tables.
No, Mira. I'm sending Clucky the Second back to the guild, where he will be safe. Because I saw a Quoo walking around earlier who was eyeing up Clucky the Second. She was blocking the hallway, to say the least.
Oh my God. No, you can't eat Clucky the Second. He's too much of a king. You'd have to buy king-size portions and he is not a king-size portion.
No, he is probably an after-dinner snack in terms of how little meat you probably get from him.
Did you hear that, Clucky the Second? Godfather calls you a snack. Oh, you're such a good boy. And I pat his head.
Lupus just lets out a mildly frustrated sigh, whilst Clucky the Second seems to be appreciating the affection given. Anyway, I'm going to be sending Bird back to guild. Speaking of sending birds to different places, I should probably go and have a word with Milo shortly as well.
What about Rosemary?
Yeah, it's nothing too important. Just wanted to catch Milo up on a couple of things.
Okay. I'm gonna miss you, my boy. I love you. Make sure you be a king back at the guild like always.
And then Lupus clicks his fingers and Clucky the Second disappears. God, that's one headache out the way, and onto another one. Okay. By the way, in the meantime, do you mind... what's the best way of wording it? You might want to go and have a word with Kay. She's been acting a little bit, suspicious. We'll put it that way.
Okay. Do you want me to get my detective hat out?
No. Although you should probably wear those goggles a little bit more often. I'm sure Sid would like to know that they're at least being worn occasionally.
Okay. I mean, they're literally on top of my head right now.
True.
But you want them on my eyes.
Yeah.
Would they protect me if you smash my face in?
Well, I mean, they'll also be pretty good against if you end up in any sandy or rainy place. Well, mainly sandy. If you end up in any storms, you probably see.
When we were on that traveling mission, it rained a lot and I didn't think to put them on.
Oh dear. Anyway, I'm gonna go and have a word with Milo. So I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye bye. Love you.
And Lupus stands up and walks away. Meanwhile, Alec, you've managed to find Xanis, who is currently sitting in one of the many lounging areas, and is currently just sketching away on a bit of paper with a pencil.
Oh, are you colouring too? Yeah, me and Mario were just doing that.
I wouldn't exactly call it colouring. This is and look, he looks up.
He looks up.
Yeah, he looks up and kind of turns the sketch towards you, and you realise it's the sketch of one of the T-Rexors that you saw in Zodia.
Oh, cool.
I like to.
So,
oh, go ahead.
Lupus told me you wanted to talk.
Yeah. So when it comes to dealing with that doppelganger, once we get to Cherrick, I'm probably not going to be staying in the building with the fantasy noble people because that's kind of cringe. But or
So true.
cringe-inducing to think about. Would you like a cup of tea, sir? Ugh. I hate those kind of formalities. They're just boring. But I'm guessing you'll probably want someone to hang around you in case fun doppelganger man decides to turn up.
In case I get kidnapped and then the doppelganger replaces me and you guys don't know.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty obvious, at least to me anyway. You have a unique smell about you.
I have a unique smell.
Well, yeah, I have a really good nose, so I can
Oh,
smell
right,
when
I
it's
was like-
wet. Wet things smell round. And Xanash just slowly blinks after what he says. Anyway.
I don't think I'm wet.
Well,
At least not right now.
no, I mean as in I'm describing what I mean by I have a good sense of smell. I can smell when things are wet. I can smell things that most people don't seem to be picking up on. You know, always fun. Anyway,
Cool.
would you want to stick around with me and whoever else doesn't go stay in the hide estate? If anybody's
Yeah, sure, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, I should probably also we should probably get you some better what am I thinking? I'm having a bit of a moment, bear with me. We should probably get you some a better weapon or something. Because I mean, the dagger's cool.
What?
The dagger's cool,
It's
but
so
I reckon
cool.
we could get you something even cooler.
What's cooler than my dagger? A gun?
I mean, I don't know whether you'd be able to hold or use a gun, but I could certainly attempt to find somebody who could teach you.
I have tried before. My friend let me try.
Oh,
Man, it was not so good.
did you accidentally shoot someone in the face?
No, not that bad. I just wasn't very good aim. I didn't shoot someone in the face.
Well, I mean, the good thing is you didn't shoot somebody in the face. No, I was thinking, and Xanis takes a moment to contemplate the next words out of his mouth. Because he's aware of what he wants to say, but he's trying to think of the specific example. Well, you like your you like your magic things, right? And you're from you like your magic. And you like stabby things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could get you like a short sword or a rapier. Because I think you should be able to use those, right? Something like that.
I don't know, maybe.
And Xana,
Guess we'll find out.
well, we could try and get hold of one for you and see how you take to it. Who knows? Maybe you'll be an amazing fencer. I remember Papa Wolf telling me a tale about two of his friends that he was traveling with a while ago, having a fencing competition while their bard friend was playing songs in the background and cheering everybody else on. He seemed happy when he was telling me about that. Something about the fencing feline, something like that, against somebody who isn't about anymore. Something like that. He seems to have a whimsical smile on his face as he recalls a tale that was told to him.
Ooh, we'll do that. I do like my dagger though. I mean, look at it. And I take it out and I'm like,
Xanis seems to have what I'm going to describe as a mildly endearing smile on his face. Well, if you like your dagger that much, maybe we could get you, we could get you a short sword to go with the dagger, so you could hold them both at the same time. That'd be kind of cool.
that would be cool. Yes. We'll do that. Definitely.
Well, we'll probably have to wait until after we do, I think we were probably going to go and do that mission for Hilda next, back on Honeymill.
Right.
Xanis pulls out the small scroll for that mission that he's still got on him, and he puts his finger at the bottom of the page, because look at that guild reward. That's per person. And he's like slamming his finger into the table on where the money reward is.
What is the money reward?
A minimum of 6 million gil per.
Holy fucking shit! Oh my god.
Xanis sees the almost hyped expression in your face and starts kind of like bouncing in his chair like, I know, right? That's so much. There's like, what, 9 of us? And then whoever that spirit hunter is probably going to get a reward as well. So that's what, like, nearly 60 million across the 10 of us, if you include the spirit hunter guy. Money. There's so much of it.
I don't know. I don't wanna rain on your parade, but seeing a mission with that much money on the table seems like it's probably gonna be super dangerous, and the only reason that much money is going is because no one wants to do it.
I mean, we survived a siege on a big town. Can't get much worse than that, right?
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. Also, I've noticed that you seem to be coping quite well, despite the fact that you were thrown into our group at the worst, I guess for lack of better wording, the worst possible timing. You know, after we had just lost a member of our group, and then suddenly the town is under siege, and... Keep it up. You're doing well. And Xanis has
Thanks. You too.
Xanis has a big smile on his face. Also, I'll come with you and see if we can get Gelda to come with us, because he is stupidly good, and I mean stupidly good, at convincing shop owners to buy things from us, or at least when we were out changing up some of our armor and weapons and stuff. He was destroying the merchants when they were trying to give reasons why they wouldn't buy things from us at full price, despite the fact that everything was nice and polished and clean. Maybe we can do that for you. We'll see if we can get a hold of something and have Gelda barter the price down for us. I'm sure Milo won't mind us borrowing his friend or partner. I don't know yet. They seem like good friends, so I'll call it that.
They seem like very good friends.
Yeah. I mean,
they're adorable.
I know. I'm kind of jealous, but I'm happy with what me and Yuzok are slowly getting through.
Damn, and I got nothing.
Xanis has a little bit of a laugh and smiles at you. Trust me, I can definitely see somebody turning around to you and going, hey, nice horns. And then you two just immediately making friends. Just gotta wait for the right person to come back around.
Yep.
Anyway, I think having you come around with me when we get to Cherrick, best way of stopping that doppelganger from being a problem.
Definitely.
Right.
So I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. See ya.
And Alec leaves.
He does.
In the meantime, on the top deck, Milo, you've been sitting up here for a while now, just kind of
No.
relaxing, chilling, being laid back, and just enjoying the breeze and the great view of the sky. And you're approached by the guildmaster.
Hmm?
Hi.
Um,
Sorry to bother you, but I have some information to give to you, a guild member. Nothing personal this time, because that was really awkward the last time I tried to do something like that. So, I'm not sure how to word this, but we're in a nice space, there's nobody else up here. Do you mind if I sit next to you before I deliver this, so there is less chance of you punching me in the kneecaps?
Milo squints at Lupus as he says that and says, sure.
Okay. Lupus sits down. Right. So, I'm gonna try and handle this in a more formal manner, without throwing dad vibes over this. I'm not trying to be awkward, I'm still learning how to approach you and speak to you, I guess. I gotta remember that the way I speak to you can't be the same as Karina and Astra. So, you have to bear with me. Anyway. So, I'm sure you've been thinking of Rosemary a lot as of late, because you haven't really seen much of her, the travelling and all that.
No, I haven't. Has something happened?
Yes and no. I was hoping to kind of roll into something a bit more heartfelt there, but no, we have had to have Rosemary relocated, as a request was recently put in for her to be moved. Would you like me to elaborate a bit more?
I mean, Xanis kind of mentioned it to me yesterday about Rosemary potentially being moved, but
Didn't realise he had
what happened?
Okay, so the request was made by your mother, and also a fellow member of the group that Alistair is in. A fellow member of Group V, Smado, made the request for Rosemary to be transferred somewhere else. Seems like Rosemary has been getting quite depressed, is the best way to word it. Without Carl there, Alistair's trying his best, but the two of them don't really share the same sort of connection that Carl and Rosemary did.
I mean, it would be hard to have the connection Carl and Rosemary had, considering Carl nearly raised her, practically.
Lupus has a fond smile on his face. Yeah. I guess that's the best way of looking at it. And Lupus kind of lays down on his back and kind of puts his hands behind his head as he's watching the clouds go by. So, the situation that's been, I guess, settled on is that Rosemary is going to be sent back with your mother to Honeymill, which, by the way, your parents have arrived at the guild and are, I guess for lack of better wording, transporting what's left of Carl back to Honeymill for proper burial. So you won't have to worry about me bringing it up again or any situations going awry with that one. Which,
I mean, if you want me to comment on anything, I think saying what's left of someone's body is a little bit weird.
yeah, main way I'm thinking of it is that I guess describing as what's left is because Carl's soul has moved on to moved on to the River of Life, and Rosemary is
Yeah.
kind of the last. I don't know. I'm not good. I'm not good with my wording of things, so you'll have to, I guess, bear with me on that. But Carl's remains have been sent back to Honeymill, and your mother and father sent a sent a message through. They want me to deliver to you. Would you like to hear it, or do you want me to save it until we
Uh,
we land?
I'll hear it now.
Okay. Well, they asked me to pass along to you that they're hoping that you're coping well, or at least managing with the situation that happened in Zodia. And with all of that, they also wanted to tell you that they are extremely proud of you for continuing to push forwards despite things not going as anybody had really expected. And I believe Shalnar may have kind of ousted you a little bit, mentioning that you and Gelda are kind of hanging around each other a lot. So they're curious to meet your new friend, or was it, I forget how your mother worded it. It was something along the lines of a new best friend of yours, something like that.
Oh no.
But they wanted to pass.
Did she say it in a mildly threatening tone?
Mildly threatening in the manner of supportive, or mildly threatening in the manner of like aggressive?
The first one.
Yes. So,
Welp. I mean, are we not heading to Honeymill after Charrick?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Also, I feel like this would be fun to share with you. But when you go on that mission to head over to Honeymill to help Hilda out, the pewter smith. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with her.
I am, and especially familiar with her works. Mother brandishes Hilda's cutlery everywhere.
Yeah, she does have a strong attachment to that. If she's not busy intimidating people and making them question things about themselves, she's brandishing that cutlery. I got her a knife. Like, do you remember that? Have you seen the big meat cleaver that I gave her a while ago? It's like the size of my arm. And he like motions from his elbow upwards. You probably haven't. She wouldn't keep something.
I rolled a 20 on history.
Okay, so yes, you've definitely seen it, but you have a strong memory of it not being allowed in the house because of Twilight.
Oh yeah, yeah, Twilight exists and therefore it's not allowed.
Yeah, I imagined as such. But yeah, I got her that for what? I think that was her 10-year anniversary with your father. Something like that. God, I still remember her being a child. Makes me feel old. Look, just seeing how her and her husband are getting along, and then, God, you and Carl coming along, and God.
I mean, I would say something about I don't know, 50 years. Lamau.
God, doesn't feel like 50. Feels like not a day's passed since things split off, if you will. But something that might catch your interest. You may have a new ally joining you when you get to Honeymill. Don't think it's a name that you'll be familiar with, though.
I'll roll history if you want.
Go for it.
17.
Nope. You do not recognize the name that Lupus comes out with. It's a man named Norlan. Norlan, I forget how he pronounces it. think it's Astralin? Astralin, yeah. There's an old acquaintance of mine that I end up myself and the other guildmaster Ziffy end up encountering quite frequently when we go to the Feywild. But he's a spirit hunter. You just have to I thought I'd give you a little bit of a heads up to well, I guess seeming as you're the common sense that Mira seems to openly lack. That try. I'm trying to think of the right wording. Give me a second. When it comes to meeting this gentleman, you're going to notice he has quite the strong accent. And he doesn't have has a capacity for no bullshit. He'll be another sane mind like yours, essentially.
Okay.
I'm sure that you'll get along nice. But I've also arranged for when we do go to Honeymell for you to get to spend some time with your family as well, once the mission has concluded. As I imagine that you might be missing them after not seeing them for a while, especially with everything that's transpired as of late. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Well, that's good. Anyway, I shall take my leave and allow you to enjoy the rest of your time up here. And Lupus kind of rolls back onto his shoulders, and then basically flips himself up. So he basically slingshots himself back into a standing position.
Okay.
Right. Now I have a rabbit to go and annoy, and question, because I still have not found out why he came to breakfast yesterday with makeup on his face. It's weird. I'll let you know if anything concerning comes from that line of questioning.
Okay then.
I know. That's exactly what's going through my mind as I'm preparing myself to go and find out what that was about. Oh, and Gelder's having a bit of a moment over trying to work out where he's put that skirt short combination thing that he's been wearing as of late. He's trying to work out where he left it. I know.
Marlo gets up. Well, how the fuck does he look? He's fucking bright pink. I'm gonna go help him.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, I guess. And Lupus tosses something through the air to you. Do you catch it?
I will catch it.
It is a 1,000 guild coin. And by the time you finish studying what the hell the coin is, Lupus is gone. Brain cells.
The fuck? Okay then, I'm gonna go find Gelder and help him find his fucking bright pink skirt.
I'm just imagining he's like running around the room like a cat, just knocking everything over trying to find it. Anyway, so Milo, you start making your way to go and help Gelder out. Guildmaster's off doing Guildmaster things. Music. And okay. Right, so party-wise, Alec, what are you currently doing? Alec, you're muted. What are you doing?
Was that Alec or Alice?
Alec. A-L-E-K.
Okay, I did think it was Alec, but then you're like screaming. I was like, ah!
Ow. Discord's frozen. That's a
Oh no.
rest
Okay.
in peace.
We'll come back to you in a second then.
I'm back.
Oh,
No,
there
I'm
we go, there
back.
we
It's
go, there we
fine.
go.
It's
Hey.
fine. It's fine. I'm gonna I want to talk to Yuzok. Just chill with Yuzok. What is Yuzok doing? I'm gonna go find Yuzok.
Okay. So you end up going off to go find Yuzok. Alice, what are you doing currently?
Can I go find Zanis?
Yep, you certainly may. Um. Mimika. Reference back to ages ago. Mira, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'm currently devouring a chicken strip.
Okay.
They are very good. Can I go stalk Throck Leon?
Okay, sure.
I just spit water down my front!
Well
Oh, it's
done.
cold!
Anyway, okay, so Mira, you're going to go find where Throck and Leon are and just join them. Milo, Gelder, and the good old Fenrir are currently searching their room for a pink skort. Penton, what are you doing?
Penton is in the room with some paper, writing out some documentation.
Okay. Is that using your charlatan ability by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I go with K instead, actually?
Yep, sure.
Stop!
Stop suffocating on chicken strips.
That was me wiping my blanket on my face because I got water everywhere.
Oh, well done. Okay, so
So he's writing out documentation and also practicing basically manifesting things with the runes that he recently found out that he had.
okay. Have I actually put a rune page on your sheet yet?
Nope.
Fuck. I need to do that. I keep forgetting to put people's runes back on their pages. Anyway, so Alec, we'll start with you. You go to find Yuzok, who is currently sitting in one of the lounge areas, just kind of taking in the scenery.
Hi, Yuzok. What you doing?
Oh, hello. Yuzok looking at ocean. Ocean interesting.
Yeah.
Tall green man, tall purple man want to come sit?
Sure.
And Alec, so you're going to sit in the seat in the booth. And Yuzok seems to take a moment to study Alec's face. So, what Tallhorn man want to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know much about you. Where are you from, for instance?
Yuzok not often get asked question like that. Yuzok from and he has to genuinely take a moment to think. Yuzok from island called Canaria. Interesting place.
Yeah, I'm from Karos, by the way.
He scratches his chin as he contemplates. Yuzok never been there.
Well, I'm sure we'll end up there eventually.
Maybe to a horned man show Yuzok around. It'd be interesting experience.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was like running up and down the island for years, so
Yuzok loves
I've
to
been
explore.
pretty much everywhere.
Ah.
Hmm?
Then tall horned man show Yuzok around. Sound like fun. Not like
Just
time.
gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you calling me Tall Horned Man because you don't remember my name, or is that just a fun thing you do?
Yuzok have trouble remembering Yuzok usually use nickname.
Okay, that's fine.
Yuzok scratches the back of his head, looking a bit looking a bit like apologetically awkward. Yuzok not do it intentionally to be annoying. Yuzok just
That's
not have
fair.
good memory.
That's okay.
He seems slightly more reassured once you affirm that it's fine that Yuzok has a bit of trouble with his memory. But Yuzok like exploring. But
Me too.
Yuzok only have one bad experience of exploring, and that when he come back to find where his tribe be, and when he come back, there was Desert Hollow Fox man and his son that had killed Yuzok's tribe. It made Yuzok very sad.
That does sound sad.
And Yuzok takes the time to kind of recount what I'm going to call this mystery entity that he keeps calling Mother Nature, that she had explained to him as he had asked her what had happened to his tribe, and Mother Nature had described to him that his tribe had been dismantled and slain by an attack force from the oh god, brain cells please, had been dismantled and attacked from an army, from a small assault force from the island of Valeril. And two, he very vividly remembers being described two of the members of said attack force being a Desert Hollow Fox man and his young teenage son, who was with pale skin. The young teenage son having very pale skin and wielding a rapier of some sort, whilst his father seeming to be some sort of a Desert Hollow Fox hybrid of sorts, but leaning more into the Vulpine side of his heritage, showing his son how to fight. So yeah, Yuzok only had one bad experience, but Yuzok did find a very interesting plant. And Yuzok takes out from his bag this almost like encyclopedia of different plants and flicks through a page, pops it down, and I can only describe this kind of like almost oval shaped. It's kind of like a dummy thick oval. It's more girthy oval than like length oval, with these green spiky leaves sticking out the top. Yuzok find one of these. It tastes really good, but it very messy to eat. Also, green bit not good to eat, and very prickly. For context, I have just described a pineapple.
Oh, so it's a pineapple.
Yes.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just trying to process in my head the fact that Yuzok was trying to eat the green part of a pineapple. Yuzok shows Alec this big encyclopedia of like different plants and fruits and interesting bits of nature that Yuzok has found on his journeys. And it's a surprisingly in-depth book, considering that this man is not exactly the most intelligent being on this planet.
That is such a cool book you've got there.
Thank you. Yuzok like to write down and draw pictures of things he find that are interesting. See, there's one here. And he flicks over to a page that's a Malboro coming through a gate. Very clearly,
Yeah.
a sketch that's a recollection of one of the Malboros that was fought during the siege on Zodia.
I remember that.
Yeah, you don't remember it too. Interesting situation. Never seen
Crazy fucking day.
Never seen plant that smells so bad. And Yuzok visibly shudders at the idea of smelling the breath of a Malboro. It smelled real bad. Worse than smell worse than no, Yuzo can't think of things that smell worse than Malboro breath. It was smell.
Yeah, I didn't get very close. Definitely not close enough to smell.
Yuzo not suggest smelling it. It very bad. It give headache.
I'll keep it in mind, thanks.
And Yuzok seems to have a smile on his face as he's enjoying talking about exploration. It seems like that's his one of his big driving factors in what he does. Is he seems to love just exploring and learning, and definitely has a deep love of nature, as you can tell by most of that book that he's shown you being plants, fruits, and all things nature. With maybe like one drawing of an interesting looking building.
Oh, I think that'll be the scene then. We'll just continue doing that.
Yeah. So the two of you will continue just to discuss nature and just some of the interesting like plants and things like that Yuzok has seen along the way. In the meantime, after some absolute goddamn chaos, Milo and Gelda have still not found the pink skull. You are still searching for it.
What the fuck?
I will.
What did you do?
I don't know. I just put it down and it was gone.
Were you in the room?
Yes, I think. I don't know where it's gone.
Gelda?
Milo! I don't remember where my skull's gone. It's just... It was there and now it's not. Fenrir hasn't seen it. Nah, I ain't seen shit.
Insight. It's easy lying. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh, that's 17.
Yeah, success. Fenrir is not lying. He has not seen anything. He's just kind of amused by Gelda's active confusion.
Okay, you were wearing it during breakfast. Where did you go after breakfast?
I went back here, and I spent about 5-6 hours having to brush Fenrir, and then I wasn't wearing it anymore, it was gone. Hang on a minute. And Gelda kind of pulls the band of the trousers he normally wears, pulls them open a bit, and you just see this slight flash of bright pink. And Gelda goes completely red in the face. Well, I have found the scorch.
Gelda!
Milo! I thought I lost my score. Anyway, now that the mystery of the pink skirt is gone, have you enjoyed the top deck? I would come up there, but I get vertigo from looking down.
It was alright.
Aw, I was hoping it'd be better up there. Might have made it worth going up.
It's basically just a balcony. There's not much up there.
Does that mean that I could potentially see if the force field works?
I
mean...
Don't do that.
But why? It seems like fun. You could like jump down, get bounced back, and it'd be like a free trampoline. Except for more metal to the face as I forget how to land.
No.
Okay, fine, I won't be a dumbass. But, and it's a good but, I might currently debating the idea of growing my hair out longer. Because I saw this really cool, like, braid thing. And it just... It's like a ponytail, but the whole thing is braided.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's little, like... It's using, like, hair that's been braided instead of a hairband. With little braids at the front of my hair. And little beads in it. And that looks like the best thing to just mess with. So I stop accidentally, like, losing things like my skirt. And Gelda ends up accidentally punching himself in his pelvis. Yep, that was not a smart idea. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think I should get some beads to make a fancy length? Wait, hair length. There we go. Perfect. And he kind of tries to flick his hair, and it ends up just not moving. Because his hair is like, it looks relatively long, but it's not long enough to really swish about in an elegant manner. It just kind of bobs.
Milo with his big ass ponytail. Well, if it would make you happy, then why not?
Yay! I get to be responsible with my hair! Woo! Gelda has a big smile on his face. So, tell me how many bottles of shampoo do you have to use up to make your hair clean? Wait, can I see you with your hair down? I haven't seen your hair down yet.
Yeah,
Come on, I'm sure it would look really cute.
Do
it, do it, do it.
Hold on one moment. Not me going to look at. I made it so much longer in my drawing. I've just realised how massive I put it in the drawing that I did compared to the one that Alec did.
So what, like, is Milo going to undo his ponytail is the question.
Well, technically we already know what it looks like.
That's a good point. I don't think
Because I've just realised.
Oh shit, yeah!
Because
Duh. Duh. I'm an idiot.
Because it is in a high ponytail all the time, but it's just like looking at this image, I'm just like, is that? But no.
What about when it's fully brushed out? Does it like bunch up a little bit, or can I brush your hair? I promise I won't rip any out. Pinky promise.
Okay.
And Gelda basically reaches into his bag and pulls out what is the equivalent of a Swiss Army knife of combs and brushes. And,
Oh my god.
well, it's in case my hair is awkward, and I was kind of expecting. I was like, I saw this thing and was debating the idea of whether I have my whether I grew my hair out or not. So I bought a multi-tool hairbrush thing before I got the stamp of approval. So forward planning. I totally predicted this would happen. Anyway, pop the hairbands pop the hairbands out, or
Milo's taking his putting his blah 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 blah. Yeah, he's letting his hair down.
and with a little bit of direction from Gelda, Milo ends up sitting upon the bed, with Gelda childishly jumping behind Milo and slowly in spray. And you would assume that Gelda would probably be the most heavy-handed hairbrusher in existence, but it is surprisingly gentle, and whenever he catches a knot, he ends up taking the time to undo, like, grab the hair and slowly undo the knots in Milo's hair. And it's a very slow, very steady kind of like detangling, brushing process that I'm gonna say continues on for a little while, if that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
You spend several hours brushing hair.
Also, I figured it out. I'm an idiot.
That's me when I...
Another drawing I've done of Milo is with a massive ponytail. He does have long hair. It is in a high ponytail, but it doesn't reach as long as in the other image I've drawn.
Is this the like the concept ideas that we were looking
Yeah.
at? Okay, yeah. No, I know what you mean. So, in the meantime, while this is happening, Mira, you have returned to your room where Kay currently is, and Kay is in the middle of dressing up in what I'm going to call the bougie staff crew members uniform.
What are you doing?
Well, you tell me what you came back in early for, and I will consider telling you.
Well, I came here because I don't know, I felt like it.
Oh, okay. I'm about to go and sort some things out.
Okay, but why are you wearing those clothes?
Shh. Hush, or I will stick my finger in your mouth.
Well, Alec already kind of put my finger in his mouth, so I've got like 24-hour immunity to that.
I will shove my entire fist in your mouth.
Oh my god, I've always wanted to do that to see if it would fit. So I'm gonna test the limits of your patience and ask you what you're doing.
Mira, you test the limits of my patience by standing around me and thinking stupid things. That's not a thing new. And if I tell you, you have to say nothing. And if you say anything, I will utilize the runes that I know to celestial flurry you into oblivion.
Okay, I promise I won't say anything.
I may or may not have recognized one of the nobles that's on this airship.
Who?
Who scammed my mother out of a deal for a personal airship that was later sold to your father. And I thought it'd be nice if if I gave him a little bit of a reminder of his position by masquerading as one of their members of staff. And I saw some things I probably shouldn't have seen, and I just want to mess with this guy for the laugh.
So basically, you want to mentally traumatize someone because they didn't give our mum an airship.
An airship that would have cost, that she paid about, I think just shy of about, I think it was about 500 million gil on a private
Why
airship
did my
for
dad
her.
get it?
Because your father basically convinced this guy to scam her. So, mother lost 500 million gil to this man.
Wow.
So, I'm gonna...
Okay, well, I am in full support of you. Just don't get caught. And from now, for this day, until the day I die, I take a vow of silence.
Oh, a vow of silence! No more stupid thoughts! Woo!
No, I'm afraid those will still exist.
Oh. Okay. Well, can you pass me that makeup brush, please?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. And Kay proceeds to use a little bit of makeup to hide the scar on her face before pulling on a little mask that kind of adjusts the way her face looks slightly. Okay, right. I will return shortly. And she has a
Okay.
menacing grin on her face. He's not gonna know what hit him.
I will wait here for you. If you aren't back within an hour, I'll burn the ship down looking for you.
I mean, maybe not burn the ship down, but come and have a look, I guess?
Metaphorically.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant literally. Glad to
I
see
mean,
you
it can
gone.
be literally if you want it to be, but maybe not right now.
Yeah,
Not while we're in
maybe
the
not.
air. When we land, I'll find some matches.
Maybe when we get back to Lenfar, because we still need this airship to get home.
Touche, touche. I'll put that on my agenda.
And Kay just gives you finger guns before leaving.
I think I got her back.
Um,
And my vow of silence begins.
In the meanwhile, Alice, you have found Xenis, who is currently, well, who is still in one of the lounging areas.
Yeah.
How do you approach?
I think I'm just gonna walk in and just go, oh, hi, Xanis.
Oh, hi Alice. You right?
Am I disturbing you?
I'm disturbed by a lot of people, but is there something that I can help you with? It's, surprising to see you not being silent and hiding in the corner.
Well, I had a talk with your father, Lupus, and he said I couldn't be hiding in the corner anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering that there's a lot of resentment and malice and disappointment aimed at you right now because of what you did, and then trying to apologize for it like it's, oh, it's fine, I didn't. It's like trying to apologize for eating someone's leftovers that they had in the fridge. You can't forgive somebody for that. So, I'm guessing you were sent to me because I don't know. Why were you sent to me?
Because I learn to trust everyone again.
Ah, you need my help. Right. Okay.
No, I was gonna start with you, but yeah, I could do with some help as well, yeah.
Yeah, well, right now, I've got a rough idea of what everybody thinks of you right now. And let's just kind of unpack this mess a bit. So, I'm sure Papa Wolf's given you an understanding of how big of a deal that book was before it's now, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so, Mira, I don't really know if you're going to be able to reach the same kind of connection you used to have with her, because the one time that she wasn't around you because she wanted a bit of space, you kind of flipped your lid, stormed off, and then ended up nearly getting us all killed. So, maybe not the best start there. You know, she can't.
I was thinking I could start with Alec. I feel like Alec is a very forgiving guy, and I think that trusting Alec again would help.
Well,
Or Penton.
getting Alex trust, like making sure that that you understood what Papa Wolf said. You've got to regain their trust, starting with Alec. If he's the easiest thing, don't start with him. Because if you start with the harder ones first, the easier ones will come naturally. It's like if you were
So
playing
should
a
I
game.
start with Milo?
Well, I think one of the things with one of the problems of going directly for Milo is that right now Milo is not cool with you because you kind of got Gelda killed. So if you want to go to Milo, you've got to go to Gelda first. Because if
Okay,
Gelda's okay with you, Milo will slowly come to at least accept that you aren't going to cause the demise of his partner again. That one's a bit of a tough one.
So, Gelda first.
I'd say Penton. I think you have a lot of things that you need to apologize to Penton for. And I think out of everybody, he's the one that's going to be the most willing to try and see the better side of you, considering that, you know, the whole thing that he has of being at this guild is he's trying to redeem himself for less than acceptable behaviors in his past. Because, you know, I know that you and him kind of had your own thing going, but that went, and then you tried to repeat that, and then you kind of got rid of Mado. Which, by the way, respect to you for having your preferences outlined, but I think when you go back, well, when we go back to the guild, you need to talk to Mado, and at the very least apologize to him. Because, you broke that man's heart.
Wow, I didn't realise he was, I guess, so invested.
Xanis gives you a slow nod. You realise that in Cave Bear folk culture, giving someone a sword is a declaration of love and loyalty, right?
Wow, but he gave me that sword long before, like, I was still dating Penton.
Because it was a confession of love towards you. He liked you and he saw that you and Penton weren't getting along well, and made a declaration of love to you to try and show you what a healthy love life is. Because I love Penton as a brother. He's smart, he's cunning, maybe a bit of a simp, but he's kind of got his head screwed on when it comes to figuring out what's wrong with the things that he's trying to approach. You, on the other hand, are like a bull in a china shop. You charged straight into your relationship with Penton, things went to crap, you immediately jumped onto the next thing, and then when it wasn't giving you what you wanted, you broke it like a plate. So...
I guess I didn't realise the symbolism of everything.
Yeah, Cave Bear folk culture's a bit interesting, but I think starting with making up with Penton and then Alec. Alec will be quite easy, but if you're gonna try and regain my trust, you need to make sure that you're not gonna make the same mistake twice.
Well, I can hand on my heart say that I will never, ever, ever make the same mistake twice. Are you kidding? I literally saw death.
But hand on heart doesn't really work, because what if you don't have hands? What if a behemoth eats one of your hands?
Well, I got another hand.
What if it eats both of your hands?
I'll put my foot on my heart.
How does one do that?
Look, I'll show you. I'm really bendy.
You're... Anyway, not the point of what I'm getting at. The way that you were functioning during Zodia, all the way back at that point, you were starting to grow on me a lot. You were thinking clearly, you were acting with the thought of keeping everybody alive and protected. I think what's missing for you right now is finding something to protect. I don't think you quite found the reason for why you want to be this amazing swordswoman. Because once you get... Let me ask you, Alice. Once you get to a certain point, say you do become the strongest swordswoman on the planet, what are you going to do with all that power? Have you...
Oh god, I don't know. I hadn't even thought that far ahead.
Maybe that's what you want to do then. Because if you've got... Like Papa Wolf once told me, having a goal is good, but there has to be a reason for that goal. Like, Penton came to the guild. His reasoning for being at the guild is to better himself as a person and redeem his past behaviors. And then Milo's at the guild, and he stayed with the guild. I can't work out the specific reasoning behind it, but I'm pretty sure he's here to just enjoy the guild and have an experience and live life as a guild member. Mira's obviously here to experience what life is like as a guild member. Alec used to be a mercenary, but he likes the people here, and he's just here for the experience. Hell, I'm here because I want to be like my dad's, but you know, I have a reason for it, and that's to protect people. You want to become the strongest swordswoman and the best in battle, but why? And Xanath,
So I can be as cool as my mother, so I can live up to her standards.
But your mother doesn't seem to have standards for you. I mean, obviously not if you're, you know, doing stuff like this. Because you're quite boisterous. If your mother had expectations for you to be exactly like her, she probably would have taught you the ways of the noble and made you more like her, I guess.
Well, that's more like what my sister's like.
Yeah, but that's fine, because that means that you get to find out the reason. You get to make your own reason. You want to be a strong swordswoman? Why? Why do you, Alice Powers, want to be a strong swordwoman? And
So
why
I can
wait.
defeat the Lillian Beast.
So you want
Once and for all, I'll send him packing.
So you want to protect people?
I just want the world to be a good place. Get rid of all the evil.
Xanath raises an eyebrow. You do realise that ridding the world of all evil is not possible, right? You can certainly relieve...
Oh, you're gonna have to find out!
Xanath has a little grin on his face. Well, I wouldn't exactly say that all evil is the best goal, but you can make the improvements in other people's lives. Maybe... Maybe putting your talents on the battlefield to use for protecting places might be a good idea. You learn to fight, you learn to defend. Hey, maybe at some point, you might be able to find a town or find someone that you care about that you can protect.
I'll protect this entire party until the day I die. Again.
Xanath just starts full on, like, belly laughing as you say that and then come out with, again.
Well, I died once.
Well, I mean, the motivation's definitely there, but the situation comes along where you have to show the party that. Because
I'll show him. I'll show him right now. She gets her sword out and starts swinging around.
Xanis just kind of sighs, and with a very smooth motion, draws his gunblade, swings it upwards in such a manner where it taps the hilt. No, sorry, not the hilt. The the handguard of Alice's sword, and disarms her, with the weapon rattling onto the floor. But starting with swinging your sword around like a maniac on a civilian airship, probably not the best idea. Sheathe your sword, put it away.
Yes, of course. She picks up her sword and puts it away.
Do you want to come sit back down?
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at this in a realistic way. You want to become a good fighter to protect people, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
And your first way of, I guess, protecting the party would be doing what? If you had to imagine doing something like that.
Well, I would make sure that I would go first into battle so I could protect them, so I could scout the area and make sure that give them feedback on the enemies.
But are you really the best person for that? Think about it. Are you the stealthiest?
I'm pretty stealthy when I want to be.
Answer the question. Are you the stealthiest? Are you the sneakiest person in this group?
Well, Penton might be the stealthiest.
So maybe letting... I'd say I'd probably outdo Penton, but...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, probably you. Yeah, or Lupus.
Well, you can't really count Papa Wolf since he's way stronger than us. But I think the first way of protecting us is to know what points you fall flat on. Because if you know I'm stealthier than you, but you go off to go and scout ahead, what happens when you get caught?
Then the whole party gets found out, and then we're not first into battle.
Xanis slowly nods his head. Yep. And if you were to try and be the strongest fighter that we have, if you're the one who's going to be smashing things over the head with a sword, or stopping things from hitting us with your shield, or anything like that, you being captured is not a good start.
Yeah, you're very right there.
So, a good way of looking at it is, rather than charging off, think things through with the rest of us. Say, I don't know, there's a thing in the distance that we're not sure if we're sure it's a monster, but it might not be the best idea for us to charge in. You could ask Milo to try and shoot it with his sniper rifle, because he's now got some pretty good ability to hit things at that distance. Or
Ooh, that's such a good idea. I didn't even think about that one.
yeah, things like that. It's the little things, Alice, that make the biggest difference. Because let's say we had to go and debate something with a noble. You're pretty charismatic, but maybe letting Penton take the first swing in there, or you talk to Penton before we start having the interaction with this guy or this noble, and then you and Penton have a good guy, bad guy kind of approach. So one of you's intimidating and scary, and the other one's really nice and persuasive.
Oh, that would be really good, actually.
Yeah, it'd be far better than, you know, what Mira did back in Battle. Do you remember when Mira tried to flex that she was an Atisa and immediately made the mayor angry?
Yeah, I do remember that.
That's the perfect example of not doing the smart thing. You don't have to be book smart to have common sense. Well, maybe not common sense, because that's something I still lack. But
Well, you're right. Mira has lots of book smart, but she doesn't really have a lot of common sense.
yeah,
Sometimes.
she's not the wisest person. Or something, maybe... I guess if you wanted to protect us all, knowing where certain people have better standing points. Like Milo's good at shooting things, so if there's something in the distance that we want to shoot, have Milo do it. If we need someone to be cheeky and smart and sneak through the crowds to talk to somebody, maybe have you or Penton do it, depending on what's needed. If we need something relating to magic to be worked out, we could ask Alec. He's pretty good at Arcana, I think. I remember seeing him trying to learn Runic from Kay.
Yeah, or Mira's pretty good at Arcana as well, I think.
Yeah, she's pretty good with magic, but maybe she's kind of in the middle of everything. She's like, if you need a backup on something, she's normally a good second person to take with. Or
Definitely.
if you need to learn about things like healing, or somebody needs to patch up some wounds, you know, Milo's pretty good at that. But Kay is terrifying.
Kay is really good at that.
Yeah, she's kind of scary how good she is at that. If you want to know things about plants, I've been learning a lot of stuff from Yuzuk and teaching him some things. And then Gelda's pretty good, surprisingly good with bartering and things like that.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, but that's a good way of starting to learn to protect us all. Is, I guess, learning us, if you will, knowing what things we're better at and what things we're not better at. Like, could you imagine Alec trying to have a fist fight with a behemoth? It's not going to end well.
Alec could never have a fist fight with anything.
Exactly, but someone like you could probably stand a chance if you did have to fight a behemoth in hand to hand.
Oh yeah, I'll go like bish bash bosh, you know. I'd even bite it.
Maybe not the best idea. You might contract something if it's dirty, but things like that.
I'm immune to poison. I can't catch any diseases.
I mean, I could probably find many things, like, I don't know, are you immune to being petrified? You know, there's some diseases that I've seen going around on behemoths, like...
A petrified disease?
I saw one, I think Mado was actually subject to it a while ago. Somebody decided to petrify him, and yeah, it didn't end well. He was like that for a while. Just fun things you learn about your allies, huh? Anyway, no, maybe you should take...
That's crazy.
Maybe you should take some time to ask everybody what they're good at, because that could show that you're taking the time to learn. I guess, yeah, learn what people are doing.
I'll definitely have to. I should probably start with you, Xanis.
Okay, well, I guess I'm kind of like you. I'm really good at being upfront and taking, like, I guess defending people. I'm really dodgy. I like to jump about a lot so people can't hit me, and I hit them back really hard, like wham. And then I'm learning to pick up magic, like my Papa Wolf. and I'm really sneaky. And then Xanis proceeds to pull out this like kind of Rubik's Cube looking thing. And the best part is, I'm really, really good with my hands. Not the Penton way of good with my hands. In context. Because Penton will probably make a joke there. But, look at this. And... okay, that's a 33. Xanis proceeds to very rapidly solve this Rubik's Cube in front of Alice. See?
Whoa!
Good with my hands, I guess. I'm
But
also
could
pretty
you
good with
turn the Rubik's Cube invisible?
well, no, not yet. But I can do this, and Xanis kind of in his hand, he like rubs his hands together, clicks his fingers, and then in his right hand clenches his fist, and then opens it again, and in his hand is this small like bowl of flame. As he's conjured the fire spell. Well, I can do stuff like this. This is
Whoa!
oh, it gets even cooler. I can do this, and he closes his fist again, and then reopens it, and this is like almost like cackling like bolt. Oh, sorry, crackling bolt of like electricity in his hands.
Oh my goodness!
And then my favorite one, he closes his hand, reopens it again. This ball of like almost like slightly green tinted like wind. It's like a ball, basically a ball of solid wind in his hand. And then I can do this as well. It's pretty cool.
Whoa! Have you got all the elements?
No, I haven't. I've got wind, I've got fire, and I've got lightning. Because the spells like with like water or water, earth, and ice are just kind of, I find them really boring for some reason. They're just too normal. It's like, yeah, I can see.
Let me make you invisible.
Why? Why would you do that? I mean, you
Extra stealth.
That's a good thought, actually. Wait, so what am I doing with the stealth, though? Do I go and, like, pick someone's pocket, or...
Why do you sneak up to Penton?
Xanis has, like, an almost, like, almost, like, his eye, like, his... I can only describe as, like, starry-eyed.
You've got 17 minutes.
Yes, I will do this. This will be brilliant. It'll be my greatest plan. And he clicks his knuckles. But before you do that...
I cast Greater Vanish on Xanis.
He stops you briefly before you do the touch spell.
Oh, whoops.
Just before you do it, just keep in mind what I said. Taking the time to learn what everybody else is good at and comparing it to what you're good at will mean that you can ask us to help you, which helps us so you don't get yourself in trouble. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, now make me invisible. Do it. And he was like almost
She
vibrating.
casts Greater Vanish on Xanis.
And I'm gonna... Give me 2 seconds. This is contextually really funny, the more I think about it. This small...
So, Xanis and everything Xanis is carrying become invisible.
What's the bonus to his stealth, if he gets one?
Plus 20 to stealth. And plus 40 if you're stationary.
Okay, so he's now moving to go and find where Penton is, and he just rolled a 52 on stealth.
And then you get an extra 20 on that.
That's what I just rolled with the 20 on top.
Oof.
32 plus 20, so he just vanishes, and he's left a little reminder on a piece of paper on the table. And it's a sketch of you, Alice, It's a sketch of you, Alice, writing down information from the looks of it. And Xenis has gone off to go jump scare Penton. That's where we're gonna end the session.
I'm gonna take the sketch and put it in my pocket.
Yum
Hell yeah.
yum yum.
Right, that's where we're gonna finish off for today, because it is time. So see you in the next one. Hee hee.
Bye.
Bye.